even when the media admitted that President Trump was, in fact, talking about MS-13, they couldn't stop themselves from defending MS-13. CNBC's John Harwood weighed in on Twitter, as he often does. Quote, however repugnant their actions, he said, speaking of the banalities for which he is famous, MS-13 gang members are human beings, in my humble opinion. CNN's Ana Navarro went farther, of course.
He does things like call immigrants animals.
The defense is that he was following up by a statement of a sheriff saying that this is MS-13. He was just talking about MS-13. Good enough?
No, not good enough. And it is a very slippery slope when you start dehumanizing people this way. It's what the Nazis did. It's what slave owners did. It's not what Americans do.
America's moral voice, Ana Navarro, speaking from CNN. Larry O'Connor is associate editor of the Washington Times, and he joins us tonight. That's not what Americans do.
Yeah, that's what I've
Larry
heard.
Says Ana Navarro at CNN.
You know,
that's what the Nazis did.
I don't expect much from Ana Navarro. You know what I found most telling about that clip? Chris Cuomo calling what Donald Trump said. You know, he says his defense is he was talking about MS-13. It's not his defense. It's the fact. It's the truth. He wasn't defending himself. That was actually the truth that the media didn't report. But for Chris Cuomo to act like, oh, gosh, how can this be? How can you talk about MS-13? You know, it's like saying that I can't discern from the Gambino crime family and Chris Cuomo or any other Italian American. Or
exactly right.
It's outrageous. And this is my biggest problem. As you said, you're seeing Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer and all these other people who are condemning the remarks based on a lie. And now, 24 hours later, you'd think you'd see some retractions. Think you'd see some corrections. And the best they've got is, well, even MS-13 deserves to not be dehumanized. You know, if you can't call MS-13 gang members animals, if you can't call them out on their repugnant, repulsive behavior, you've surrendered your ability to make any moral judgments in our society.
So the first draft, and I don't do too many media segments because obviously they're just dumb and they're an arm of the Democratic Party, but the first draft of their story said that Trump had attacked undocumented immigrants.
Yeah, migrants. They said migrants or many who cross the border.
So that was a Democratic Party talking point. It was flat out.
Absolute total lie. And it was CNN, New York Times, Washington Post, ABC News, NBC News, C-SPAN. Even C-SPAN, who pretends to be completely down the middle, I think usually they are, they did the same thing.
So why shouldn't these be reporters' in-kind contributions to the Democratic National Committee?
That's a great question. Or maybe they should have, Associated Press, by the way, the only ones that I've seen who fully retracted it and deleted their tweets. But why aren't they called up on any kind of ethics questions?
But Jeff Bezos' paper didn't retract it?
No, I haven't seen any retraction from them. They've said further context, suggesting that it was out of context, but it wasn't out of context that they took the president. They lied about what the president said. A complete misrepresentation.
Larry O'Connor, always great to see you.
Great to see you, Tucker. Thank you.